Good morning, good morning, good morning world. Welcome to Anne's Kitchen. This is my first video in Anne's Kitchen and I chose to make a staple diet across the world. Simple and easy bread. I have 4 ingredients: flour, salt, yeast, and water. I chose all-purpose flour and dry active yeast because it gave me the best result. I chose a deep container. I tried it twice and it was in a bigger bowl. It did rise, but I tried it another time in a deeper container and it worked for me. And I'm sure it's going to work for you. I have 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of yeast, and lukewarm water I will add, and then I have 8 cups of flour. So as I pour the lukewarm water into the salt and yeast, I stir that. And as it dissolves within a few seconds, I will add my 8 cups of flour. I measured 8 cups of flour, but you know, sometimes in the kitchen you may make a mistake, so we'll do it together. I'll add 8 cups of flour. I kept the container out in event I missed one. So if you're having your young teenager or your kids helping you, you will count with them. So this channel was chosen, or my intention in this channel is to converse, share your recipes as well with the world, and to have a healthy conversation while you're in the kitchen. So with that, I'll measure 8 cups of flour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it is 8. So if you have your kid, they can have to count with you, and you're teaching your kid at the same time. So with that, we'll go ahead and stir this together. It's amazing to see this combination come together. Simple ingredients. And as I mix this together, I wouldn't have to use my hands at this point, but you will have this rise for 2.5 hours, and then you will have to use your hands. So you will be able to tell me what you do in 2.5 hours after you leave this dough to rise in this container. It will be a little sticky, soft, but that's the idea. It's amazing. Your kids will love to see how the combination of these ingredients rise to the top. I have a lid that I will put on top, and it will be left with a slight opening because as it rises, you don't want it to flatten as if it's closed too tightly. So with that said, we'll go ahead and scoop the remaining of the spoon. And with that, we leave this to rise for 2.5 hours. And at home, there's so many things that you can do for 2.5 hours waiting on this to rise. And you may ask, what can you do? Well, you will have to tell me how many things you can do at home. You can tidy up your kitchen, you can organize your drawers, your pantry, you can read a book, you can draw a picture. So I'll go ahead and cover this for 2.5 hours, and I'll see you back in 2.5 hours. There's so many things that you can do, as I just mentioned. Tidy, clean up. If you have a garden, you can go water the plants. I have a garden done by my husband. He's the gardener of the family. Great hands. I repeat the 4 ingredients needed for this simple bread. It's 2 tablespoons of salt, 4 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of yeast, and 8 cups of flour. I'm sneaking a peek here. Look at that beauty. Why I chose this container is for your kids to see exactly what happens to these 4 ingredients mentioned. Can't wait to open you. 2.5 hours after. 2.5 hours has gone by, and here we are with the dough. You see why I chose this container? It allowed the dough to double its size and to rise. So with that said, I'll show you the second step in my simple bread making. What I'll do, I will and we'll go ahead and sprinkle some flour on the pastry board, and I'll go ahead and take maybe just a bowl size piece of dough. And as we do that bowl size, I will fold it into, this is where we use our hands, with hands washed, thoroughly washed. You will go ahead and make a bowl-sized dough and place it into a cooking sheet layered with parchment paper. And with that, in the meantime, I was waiting for 2.5 hours. There was a lot of stuff that I accomplished. I tidied the kitchen, if you can notice. The bowls are all gone. And well, here I go, put this one in there so that we'll have 40 minutes to rise. And I'll probably make three bread. Maybe another size of this, slightly smaller than that one. I like to experiment with the sizes to see which ones I like better, or to share with neighbors or friends who is looking on. So that size, I put that one next to the bigger size, and I'll just do one more to go. And the remaining I will put into the refrigerator for the next day. It can stay up to 3 days When I tried it the last time, it was up 3 days that I had my last set. And with that, it's folded in nicely, and I place this one into. But we are back. We'll go ahead and preheat the oven. Place in a pan of water, possibly a cup and a half of water in the lower shelf in your oven. And as we set the to 450 degrees, and it's starting to preheat. Okay, 40 minutes have gone by, and I'm here with my 2 pans or baking sheets prepared 40 minutes ago. And definitely I have 3 different sizes. I had made big, medium, and small. What I will do, I will baste this with melted butter. You may add honey or any grains or any nuts or anything that you would like, grounded of course, but I simply love the butter, so I will baste the dough with butter. One of them I will put a touch of honey. I like the color and the smell. So make your choice however you would like to. So as you baste this, after 30 minutes had gone by, I turned the oven on at 450 degrees. So this will be into the oven in a few minutes as it's preheating. And one of them I will just put a touch of honey. So, honey, honey, honey. It's tempting me to put a touch of flaxseed on top of one, but I hesitate. So I'll probably do that another day, because I just want to show you how I will score this. It's a scoring technique that I'm not a professional, but I'll try. It's like scoring the sides. Ooh, this might not be the right knife, or is the art in it. And then the top, you know, like those professional bread, they have that top that just open a slight bit. So practice makes perfect. So I am just giving you some tips of what you can master. You might be better than me. So scoring the sides and scoring the top. Ta-da! And into the oven for 30 minutes. Isn't that fun? So I'll open the oven and I'll slide this in the oven on the very lower shelf. I put a pan of water, a cup and a half water. It helps to give that crisp. That crust that we all like. So here goes. In 30 minutes time, I'll be seeing you and you'll be happy. Okay, 30 minutes have gone by and I'm ready with my gloves to take my baking sheets out of the oven. So here goes. Woo, woo, woo. Look at that honey baked bread. It's a bit too brown. I'm sure you may not like that one. I do. Wow, this looks awesome. So I will let it cool a little bit and then we'll cut to see what it looks like. And you may have your bread at any time of the day with jams, jellies, butter, eggs, cheese, My favorite, lettuce and tomatoes. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, here we are to test the bread to see what it looks like on the inside. It smells amazing. Wow, I love it. So I'll make my first slice. You hear that? Crisp. That crust is awesome. Woohoo! And look at that. Look at my bread. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. You can have this with stews, anything almost. So I'll just show you another slice here, and I'll be having one right now. So let's see, I'll put some butter. Well, you know I love peanut butter and jelly. I love condensed milk. Woo! I'll be having that later on. So as I put my butter on my bread, I will have it. It's a joy to see your own cooking and what the results are like. Look at that. Beauty. May I? Lovely. Please make your own and share with me. Subscribe, like, and share. We'll be chatting. Thank you.